You can always buy a great phone, but it all comes down to the price. You think, is it really worth it? What if I drop or lose that expensive phone? Leagu M5 may not be the phone that has been widely advertised, but it is so good that it has become my new favorite cheap phone, for just 60 bucks. This is Linus, stay tuned for a full TechLineHD review. The phone comes with all the usual stuff, and some extras include a pair of cheap earphones, which sound quite terrible. The Leagu M5 is a very well built phone. It uses a solid metal frame that goes all around the device and tactile metal buttons. Honestly, the phone feels a lot sturdier than some more expensive devices out there. Although the backplate is glossy and it attracts fingerprints and smudges, it still feels high quality. Since it is a $60 phone, we don't have neither notification LED light nor backlit capacitive buttons, but a 5-inch 720p display is sharp enough for the daily use. Also, the phone is very compact, but it is kind of on a heavy side as it weighs 180 grams. We have an 8 megapixels camera and a fingerprint sensor, which are installed in a high-quality metal frame. Speaking of that fingerprint sensor, it is not the fastest I've seen, but it definitely gets the job done and it works straight from the standby mode. Also, you can use the fingerprint sensor as a touchpad. The ability to scroll through the menus is one of my favorite features. It's not that easy to remove a backplate, but underneath it you can find 2 SIM card slots, micro SD card slot, and a removable 2300 mAh battery. I was fairly impressed by the loudspeaker quality. Sure, it's not the best, but it is better than a lot of phones that cost us twice as much. For 60 bucks, the Leagu M5 has some pretty good specs. The phone ships with a quad-core MediaTek 6580A chip, 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of expandable storage. The 3D gaming performance is surprisingly good. The Asphalt 8, which is one of the most versatile games to test the phone's performance, runs absolutely fine on the medium graphics. Having reviewed quite a few phones made by Leagu, I knew what to expect. The Android 6 based user interface is highly customized. The app tray is gone, but there are quite a few features and customization options. Some of them may look a little bit gimmicky, but others are actually pretty useful. Most importantly, the phone has been fast and fluid even after installing quite a few apps. You should never expect great-looking images from the phone this cheap, and the Leagu M5 is no exception. Sure, you can get some decent-looking images that are usable for social media, but nothing more. Same can be said about the front-facing camera. I didn't have any issues with neither of the connectivity options, except for the fact that it takes a little bit longer for the GPS to get a position lock. A 2300 mAh battery does not really sound impressive on paper. Well, the battery will get you through the day if you're not a heavy user. That translates to just over 3 hours of screen on time. Leagu M5 is a very solid phone for just 60 bucks. Sure, it is not a perfect device, but even with a few shortcomings, it can be highly recommended if you are in the market of a super cheap smartphone for under 60 bucks. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions about this device, please drop me a comment down below. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and see you in the next video soon.